Hey, what is up, guys? We are here with the patch rundown for the most recent hotfix for Mortal Kombat X. Thought we would start from the top and work our way down. So first of all, both of these characters, Devorah and Arin got a couple of nerfs. One of the ones from Devorah is that she got a 2% damage reduction on forward 4-4. This string was mostly useful in the corner where she could loop it a couple times, and she had these really crazy damaging combos in the corner for like a bar that did like 45 or 46% or something like that. So that got slightly nerfed. Swarm Queen in this variation also got her EX Wasp Grenade damage scaling fixed because she would do combos where she did stuff like this, and then that would lead to like an insane amount of damage mid-screen. So the scaling on that got kind of moved back a little bit. Arin also got a couple of changes. One of them was actually not listed, and that was that his neutral jump punch doesn't actually have quite the hitbox that it had before, which makes some of his BMVs a little bit more difficult and a little bit more specific about where he can do them on the screen. He also got a change to his sand toss. The thing about this is it now has more recovery on whiff, which is, you know, it's going to happen if you like neutral jump it or something like that. It's pretty important. The bigger change, though, I think, is his tackle, which is his command throw, is now -2 on hit instead of +20. Because before, basically, this command throw, right, one of the things that was so good about it was that I could walk up after and get free pressure. But as you can see, you stand up pretty much immediately after now. Like, if I hold up, he's actually getting off the floor before me because he's -2 now. So yeah, Arin definitely got a pretty big change there to his pressure, especially in the corner, because he used to get a free caltrop setup, and now that's not really the case anymore. He's pretty much going to have to reset the situation to neutral instead of being able to continue pressure right after. So the next set of changes are just bug fixes for Jason and Jackie. He had a weird situation where this anti-air throw and the regular and EX version were trading with jump attacks instead of beating them. And Jackie just got a bunch of hitboxes fixed on a bunch of different moves. She had a lot of situations where weird things would whiff. One of the examples is the back 2 into the EX rocket like that would whiff a lot mid-screen. It would just kind of randomly miss on the girl characters. And that is something they fixed. They just, you know, a bunch of hitbox changes for her to help her out. And those changes are really nice. Next up, we have Kenshi and Kitana. Both of these characters got a bunch of buffs, but Kenshi has a ton. Like, his patch notes are literally like half of this list. Some of the bigger ones is that his standing one is now 9 frames instead of 11. His down one is 8 frames instead of 9. So he has better buttons up close to poke out of things. One of the problems he had before was that he was just getting rushed down and locked down by a lot of different characters. So that was pretty frustrating to deal with. But the other thing is that like almost all of his special moves got better on block. Like Telefury went from being -24 to -9, which is like crazy. And he got a bunch of changes in Possess, like bug fixes and things, you know, increasing in speed, getting safer on block. Like you really have to read these patch notes to fully understand it, because he had a ton of changes that really helped him out. Same with Kitana. She had a bunch of normals increase in speed, which is really nice for her, and get better on block as well. So these characters both got some of the most buffs this patch. And yeah, you really have to read the list, especially for Kenshi, because this man, he literally got the world. So next up, we have the changes for Kotal and Molina. Kotal got buffs in Blood God and Sun God. The Blood God buffs make his totems have 5 less recovery frames, so he has a bunch of more setups where he can get the totems out easier. And they also made them more effective, which means that he now gets, you know, increased damage reduction in one of his stances, and the Blood Totem actually gives him more lifesteal, which is actually something that's really interesting. His anti-air throw also no longer trades with jumping attacks, which is a fix that, you know, him and Jason both got. And Sun God not only got more damage on his command throw, but also has less recovery frames, which means that it's a little bit more safe, which is pretty nice as well. Molina has a couple of interesting ones, mostly speeding up her standing one and her down one, which is really important for her as well, right? Because she was having issues poking out of stuff too, and her fastest like thing in a lot of situations was just like doing a random roll and just hoping for the best. So that's actually helps her out and makes her a lot more consistent as well. Next up, we have the changes for Raiden and Takeda. Raiden actually only got one change, and that's that his forward 1 is now a high, which is really important because this before was just so dominant when it was a mid attack, and it was just so abusable, so good. It led to this string, which is really good on block, really good on hit. So definitely a change that needed to happen. And Takeda got a bunch of interesting changes as well. So one of the things about Takeda that he had a really big issue with was that his normals were really slow. So now his standing 1 is faster. It's 9 frames instead of 11. And his down 1 is 8 frames instead of 10, because he had the same problem that Kenshi and a lot of other characters had, where their buttons were just so slow up close that they're having a lot of trouble. He also got better frames on block in 2 of his lashes moves, the low slash and the trip. So both of them got a lot better on block, which helps him out as well. And that is pretty much the rundown for the patch this time. If you guys want to check out the patch notes for yourself, check out the description. But it's mostly buffs or small nerfs to characters. And a lot of characters actually got buffs that I didn't expect them to give them so fast. Especially the Kenshi buffs and the Takeda buffs were really, really important, I think. So yeah, definitely check out the patch notes down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.